Nerissa Quewezance is one of Canada's longest-serving female inmates. She has received parole before, but always landed back in custody because of parole violations. That's working against her here. Senator Kim Pate says it shouldn't.
When Nerissa was unlawfully at large for over 2 years, she was actually working with people in the downtown east side. She was sheltering animals and fostering them. She was working. She was not posing a risk to public safety.
For Nerissa and her older sister Odelia to receive a conditional release, their defense must prove to the court 3 things. 1, that their application for a federal ministerial review is not a frivolous one. 2, that they will return to the courts when requested. And 3, that it's in the public interest that the sisters are released. Crown Prosecutor Kelly Kipe says trial evidence and parole violations show the women are a danger to the public and there isn't enough proof that they're innocent. She gave a graphic recounting of the 1993 murder. 7-year-old Anthony Dolph was brutally stabbed. She says some of the family who had to clean the blood in Dolph's home were in the courthouse and still profoundly affected by the murder. Kipe also argued the women were, at minimum, involved in the attack. She also said the sisters confessed at the time, telling family members, "We killed a man." In response, the senior defense counsel James Lockyer argued that the women's confession to police were both forced and unreliable. He also questioned the credibility and competence of the police working at the Sask detachment at the time and said that systemic racism played a role. He did not present evidence about another confession from the woman's cousin. The defense wants minimal conditions like trauma counseling, rather than strict rules to abstain from alcohol or drugs and meet curfews, which would only be more institutionalization.
Like, I was talking to my oldest daughter, Haley, and she was mentioning, she was like, "Wow, Mom, you're 51 today, and you were in prison 30 years and 4 or 5 years in a boarding school, so I've been confined most of my life."
The Yorkton judges asked for more specific conditions if the women are released into the community. Court is adjourned until the end of February to allow the defense and Crown time to consider conditions for the women. Dane Patterson, CBC News, Yorkton.